Hi guys, this is Christine, your relationship and mindset master doctor and your leverage for change. So I've had this question, why is it that I'm not achieving the goals I want for my life and changing who I am and getting to the place where I want to be better able to decide the relationships that are best for me, just to have a more healthy view of who I am, healthy self image and sense of self worth. I've watched, I've had people tell me I've watched all these YouTube videos and there's good information out there, and yet I can't seem to make the changes. I can't seem to get anywhere. So let me before I start, guys, by the way, I do have a membership. My channel now has a membership, offers memberships, sorry, for different membership levels actually. And if you click the join button below this video, you'll see the different levels that I offer. There are ones that is just really to support, the lower level is really to support my group. It's $3.99 a month. And at the higher level, you can actually, the two higher levels, you actually get just information and videos that will help you to work with your with your self growth and where you want to get to. However, you're doing that by yourself, and when you listen to this video, you'll kind of understand why it is that a lot of you are not achieving the goals that you want just by watching videos and reading books and all that kind of thing, right? So why are you not achieving the goals you set for yourself? Well, basically, you guys, you're not trained. You're not trained to see all the different connections and how to ask questions and how to question your existing paradigms. You're not trained. I believe there is some value in getting trained, and I mean, I did over 4 years and a whole year of internship just to be able to help people in changing their lives, right? So guys, and I've done extensive training after that just to be able to help my clients. So you're not trained, you're listening to videos on YouTube, and yes, you're getting some pieces of information and some of them are contradictory. You don't know which is true. You don't know how to implement these ideas that they're telling you to do. You don't have the consistency. You have nobody who you're accountable to really follow through on these things, right? You don't know, when I say that you don't know how to question your existing paradigms, I mean that you've lived with this kind of a paradigm that has shaped your life so far, right? You have made decisions and you've done things from this existing paradigm. That's all you know. You know where you want to get to, but you just don't know how to get there because you were not trained. And so it's really difficult for you to get the results you need just by trying to do this by yourself, because all the theory and all the knowledge is not going to mean anything until you actually know how to make the change. Not only that, even when you know how to make the change, some people find it difficult to do things or make any changes by themselves. They need someone to be accountable to. But not only that, you can get someone, a family member, to be accountable to, but they don't know how to guide you because they're not trained to help you in that way. Right? So there are lots of little pieces that goes into getting the help that you need and really to achieve the goals that you want to achieve, of becoming the person that you want to be, that can make the decision of saying, no, this person is not right for me, because you can see it from the get-go. You after a while you learn to identify it when you work with a coach or a therapist, right? And I'm both. You learn how to know what exactly you want, and you know how to have the self-control. You've learned and developed the behavior to have the self-control to say, no, this is not for me, I'm going to walk away. A lot of clients I've worked with have said to me, I've tried to change on my own. I've watched all the YouTube videos, I've watched all this, but I'm now coming to realize I can't do it by myself. And so the last person was a young man who reached out to me. He realized he cannot do it by himself. And so now I'm working with him, and he is achieving little step by step the goals. You need to be accountable. You need to be accountable. And you need somebody to be accountable to. The therapist or the coach can give you everything that you need to do and tell you everything, but if you do not commit to that process of doing the work, nothing is going to work, nothing is going to change. And so you're not able to do all of these things by yourself, right? And when you go to a family member or a friend to ask about certain things, guys, they are going to just tell you what you want to hear. Most of them will. Now, if you're like me, I'm a friend who will tell people what. I guess it's because I'm a therapist at heart. I'll tell them what I really see in a nice way, right? But I'll tell them what I'm seeing. Not sugarcoat it and try to make them feel better about themselves so that they can actually see what's happening and they can change. But in the therapist or the coach relationship, guys, the coach is able to see things that you have lived with all your life, so you've become blinded to it. Have you ever been in a place where there's a certain smell and somebody will come in from outside and smell that smell, but your nose have become so accustomed to that smell that you cannot smell it, but somebody coming in from the outside, just coming into that environment, will smell it. It's the same thing with a coach. You come in with all your existing paradigms from which you have behaved and lived your entire life, which is driving you crazy right now because you're in horrible relationships, you're staying in toxic relationships, you keep going around and around into different relationships to try and find something to fill you when you have to actually be full before you go into a relationship, right? You have no self-confidence, you have no sense of self-worth, your self-image is down into the gutter because of past relationships and also because of how you were brought up as a child by your caregivers, different reasons. Now, I look into all the different reasons why this has happened, and I bring your attention to it until you can see where you're coming from and how that was formed. You will not be able to move forward. You have to do certain things. You have to forgive those from your past. And there are certain tools that I use to give my clients to accomplish these things. But guys, when you work with me, you are held accountable because you're coming every week or every other week, and you know that there are things that you should have done that you have to do, so you feel that there's a necessity for you to complete these tasks to move forward. And I will tell you guys, if you don't do it, don't even work with me, because I don't like to fail. I don't like to fail, all right? I'm there to support you and encourage you when you feel like things are getting too difficult or you don't feel like you can carry on. I am there to support you and encourage you. Who can you depend on to support and encourage you where you are right now? Now, there are some family members some people are lucky to have family members who will do that, but that's the only part. How do they get you from there to where you want to be? They're not able to do that. I can do that. Also, I'm there to give you guidance. If there's something you have a problem trying to figure out, I can give you guidance and ask you questions that sometimes will help you to come up with those answers as to what's best for you to do in certain circumstances, right? I have the expertise. This is my passion. I don't just do it to do therapy or to do coach. This is my passion. This is my calling. This is my life, right? I hold it very valuable because not only do I believe that this is my passion, I believe that it was given to me by God, which is who I serve. And I know that not only do I try to work with, but I ask him to help me to work with you as well, all right? There are challenges that will come, I help you to challenge these commonly held assumptions that's causing you to think, to stay stuck where you are. Um, when you are doing something all your life the same way over and over again, you just believe that is real. You don't realize that you don't challenge those assumptions. You just don't do it on your own. You don't challenge. I help you to challenge those assumptions so you can make better choices. You can see, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that was what happened, or what was happening, or why I was doing that. You can see those things for yourself, right? Because awareness, guys, is one of those things that is very important in your healing and your moving forward. Um, I also will ask you questions that will bring things forth that have remained hidden. You have hidden them. You've they're deep in your subconscious, and you didn't even know that they were what was causing you to behave in certain ways. But I can see it because the questions I ask, and when you answer me, and everything combined, body language, a whole entire thing, guys. I've studied all of that because I my most important task on this earth is to help people to have healthier lives, be emotionally stable in every single area of their lives. That is my goal. So, guys, this is why a lot of times people don't achieve the goals that they want to in life. And we have a tendency sometimes, a lot of times people say that they can't afford it. But I'll tell you something. What I've discovered is a lot of people will very quickly buy a big screen TV for thousands of dollars, which is something to entertain you, right? And yes, it's nice to have a TV, but isn't your emotional and mental health worth more than that? When you're strong mentally and emotionally, you can buy lots more TVs because your earning power, everything else goes up because you have so much more self-confidence. You become the best person that you can be, and you approach everything differently. All right, so guys, I really encourage you to, I know it's, a lot of you have just been watching YouTube videos, maybe reading books, and hoping that that is going to change you, but it won't. You don't have the expertise, you don't have the accountability, you don't have someone there to encourage you, or you don't have someone there to guide you. You just don't have, you need someone to be there with you. It's a process, right? And it should be taken as seriously as your physical health, your mental health and emotional health should be taken as seriously as your physical health or any other kind of thing that you do, because it is what propels you to be a success in life. All right, guys, I hope that I answered that question, and I hope that you will see the need for someone to help you. Another thing I've heard from some of my clients, some current and some previous, that they've been to several counselors. Now, nothing against counselors, but what happened is that, you know, counselors are overworked, especially the ones in the system. Like they work in a system and they're overworked and underpaid. They're overworked and underpaid. And so they're just doing a job, guys. They're just doing a job. Sadly, it's hard for them to really put their all into it. A lot of them, it has become so difficult because the passion has come out of it, because it's so hard. It's so much work. It's like they're being bombarded with this paperwork and that and this and all that kind of stuff. And that's why I chose not to do that, because I need to be able to help people. I need to be able to, I have the expertise because I was trained as a psychotherapist and marriage and family therapy, but I also need to have the freedom to go outside of what my training dictated, to be able to help others in different ways. A lot of coaches, counselors may not focus on attachment styles. They won't focus on things that will help you to, like boundaries and all that kind of stuff. A lot of these things, neuroscience of the brain, all of those things, guys. I work on that. I study that on my own so that I can be of help to my clients, because my passion is to change people, to help them to be successful in their lives. Um, so before I leave you guys, if you find something that is valuable in this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also, check out the join button down there for the memberships for my channel, where at the highest level, I think it's a VIP level, you can work with me one-on-one once a month. You will be provided with videos, specific videos just for you, not for the not for the public. It's just for the memberships. In your, the VIP, I think is the one that has, and also the one below it also has the videos, but the one below it does not have the one-on-one coaching. And you do need that. You do, I believe, for you to really grow, you do need that coaching, guys, because you need someone to look at where you are and where you want to go and help guide you there, right? With the videos, you're learning something new, but you're working on yourself. And if a lot of you are to be honest with yourselves, you will realize that watching these YouTube videos by yourself and not having the guidance and the accountability and the person who has the expertise to help to move you forward is not helping. So guys, I hope you heard me, and this is coming from my heart because this is my passion. I want to help as many people as possible. So if this sounds like something that's interesting to you, please reach out to me. It's best to get me by email. Just write counseling at the top in the subject area. It's best to get me by email because usually when you phone, I'm not able to answer. If you text me, yes, I can answer when I'm finished with a client, or if I'm busy with something, recording or whatever. But if you call me, I might not be able to answer you, so it would go into voicemail and I will call you back later. But the best way is really by email or text. All right, guys, so this is Christine, your relationship and mindset master doctor, and your leverage for change. Until next time, take care, and it's a weekend, so have a great weekend, guys. Take care.